Good morning, Texoma. I'm Ashley Fitzwater. This morning, we're going inside the world of women's roller derby. We're talking to two Texoma teams about how they truly lace up their skates and benefit so many charities right here in Texoma. Joining me now, we have the ladies with the Wichita Falls Derby Dames, starting with Jennifer Stevens, Scarlett Sosliaman, also Jennifer Neal, who is General Chatter, and Jennifer Lewis, Crafty Crusher. With people at home, in case they're not really sure how the game is played and what all it involves, can you kind of just start explaining that General Chatter a little bit to us?
Well, we have a track. It's an oval track, and it has two lines on it. You have what we call the pivot line, where we have our blockers line up. You have 4 from each team when the game starts. It doesn't always stay that way, but when the game starts, you have 4 of each team. So you have 8 up there. Then it's 20 feet, right? 20 feet back is the jammer line. On the jammer line, you have 1 of each team. These are the only ones that can score points. They have stars on their helmet, which are their helmet panties is what we call them. And so you can switch them out with other players or whatever whenever it's their turn to play. When the whistle blows, the ones up here take off. The 2 whistles blow. Once the last one passes the line, they take off. The jammers are released. The jammers, their goal is to get through the pack the first time and then come back around. The next time, every time they pass the hips of an opponent, they're getting a point.
Okay.
So the whole time they're doing this, though, you have your blockers trying to hold back the other jammer and help you, and the other ones are doing the opposite. And then, of course, you get into penalties and everything else, but that's the basis
The idea of the game, per se. Mm-hmm. Now, I understand you're actually one of the jammers, so you're one of the ones trying to make it through, and I love it. I think you'd referred to her a little bit earlier. She's the ball, correct? She's the person trying to make the points for the team, per se, right?
We knock her around.
And how many, so there's 2 jammers at a time, or what position do you play?
Blocker.
A blocker. So that also can be, you know, you're also knocked around too, right? Because you're blocking other people from getting through and also trying to help her get through at the same time.
Yes, you want to block the jammer and you want to block the other blockers.
Sure.
They're also pulled on a lot because us jammers, we're allowed to touch our own blockers. We're not allowed to touch the other blockers, but our own. So if she's like, you know, kind of where I want to be, I can just get out of my way. You know, I need through that hole, and I just move her out of the way. You see that a lot.
Yep. And we can shove them.
Yeah. Push us around.
Yeah. I love it. So this has been around for about a year. I understand you're about to celebrate, as a matter of fact, a big birthday celebration coming up for the Derby Dames, the first team to actually form here in Texoma. So, you know, how did you each get involved? Let's start with you.
I actually saw an article in the paper on a Sunday and was like, I want to do that. So I went to practice that day and been going ever since.
I love it. What about you?
I saw on Facebook someone was like, oh, they're having some meeting for roller derby, and I had just recently actually watched Whip It, which is a lot of people, I think, they get this idea of what it's like, and I was like, ooh, I want to go try that. It's probably cool. Didn't even know how to skate. I was a fool, but I fell in love with it. It was fun.
And I've just been skating since I was around 10, and I'm 43, and so I remember watching roller derby when it was very theatrical and crazy and everything. I thought, I want to do that when I was a little girl. Mm-hmm. So when I saw it in the paper, I was like, oh, yeah, got to do that. So
you signed up and you're part of the team.
Yep.
But something that's pretty interesting, because you're right, a lot of people may think of roller derby in the 70s, and we're talking a little bit about how it was almost like a show, just entertaining and maybe staged out and stuff like that. But it's not a show, it's a sport. Mm-hmm. So you're out there playing, and what you're seeing is really happening. I mean, it's not a play by any means.
The hits are real. When you see us flying across.
The bruises, the broken bones, it's all real.
It's very real.
It's never staged.
So what do you love about it so much? If it does come with broken bones and bruises and being pushed around whenever you're out there playing.
It's adrenaline. I don't know.
Yeah, just all of it. It's kind of like being a rock star, but you're an athlete. You're out there being physical, and it's a lot of work, but we love it.
You have all these girls that I was never friends really with females. But we all have this from all
sisters.
Yeah, it's I can't even explain it. It's awesome.
A true sisterhood is being formed, huh?
Yeah, we can play an opposing team and go party with them afterwards.
Yeah.
I mean, you might beat the crap out of each other, but then later you get together and have fun.
Right.
No hard feelings or anything like that.
I love it. And not only is this fun and entertaining to come out there and watch and be involved in, but one thing that really just kind of brings this all home is you're also doing this for a really good cause. I mean, there's a lot of charities that benefit. We're going to hear all about that and how these ladies, have a great time, but also help so many people in our community. But we need to take a quick break, so stay with us. We'll be right back with more. Welcome back to Inside Texoma. Once again, I have several ladies here from the Derby Dames with me explaining there's lots of different aspects to the Derby Dames. I mean, there's a travel team, there's teams that just play at home.
Our Falls Fly Girls and the Vigilante Vixens are our 2 home teams, and they play strictly at home against one another. Daughters of Anarchy is our travel team, and that team is made up of people from both teams, both of our home teams. They also play here at home, and they also travel to play leagues in other areas.
And then they're like a competitive team as well.
They're like the all-star team.
Yeah, they're the competitive team, and that score from that team is what counts towards your WIFTA ratings, which eventually, you hope to make it to like the World Derby Cup and those types of things.
That's pretty cool. Charity's a big part of this. We were talking about that just before the break. Why is this so important to what you ladies do, and can you talk about some of the organizations that have benefited from, you putting on those skates and getting out there?
First Step received proceeds from our first bout, Early Head Start.
And then the Boys and Girls Club was the last one. It's all about giving back to the community.
Right.
I mean, we're a nonprofit too. So.
Yeah, and if we didn't have the support from the community, then we wouldn't be able to do what we do. And also I think we just like to get out there and do things, like volunteer work and stuff.
So this is every game then basically is dedicated to a different organization. Is that correct?
10% of the proceeds
are given to that organization. So what a great thing. Is it a neat thing to be involved in something that's fun and you're helping and giving back as well?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Can you tell us a little bit how roller derby, starting with you, has really changed your life?
Well, it made me more confident. I was kind of a hermit before, and I didn't really hang around a bunch of girls. And then I got around all these girls, and they're like, oh, yeah, come on, come out, and oh, really? And then after I get out there, it's like, oh, this is fun, and we have a good time, and, we give back to the community, and it's always fun. So it's changed my life a lot. I really needed it at this time in my life, so I'm grateful for all these girls.
I've always been a little outgoing, and I always loved sports, but it gave me the opportunity to do something for the community. My big thing was getting out of my house. I have 4 kids, so it was nice to get to do something with other females and get that time away and just really enjoy myself. I've always been athletic, and Derby Dame still lets me be athletic well into my 30s and get to hang out with cool people and do things like that. So I have friends for life. I'm military. We're going to leave, and at least there's derby everywhere, so make new friends and hopefully still get to play against these gals.
Yeah. What about you?
Kind of the same thing they said, kind of the, being a stay-at-home mom with the kids all the time, so this gives me something that I do with a lot of awesome women. And I think, a lot of us are kind of alike in the same way as far as the whole, we don't usually hang out with a lot of women, and then we get together and do derby, and for some reason we click. We're all different and have different personalities, but we definitely click. And then, to the physical aspect, like being able to get out there and just kind of, kick butt.
Yeah. And I heard it's great exercise too. I can only imagine.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you're out there, 60 minutes, right, for one of your bouts, and I mean, what a workout, I mean, that's pretty awesome. So
we practice for 2 hours.
2 hours.
Yeah.
And how often do you practice?
Wednesdays and Sundays.
2 times a
2
week
hours,
then?
Yep.
At least. That's the
minimum. That's just league. We also have team practices, of course, and then
sometimes the
outdoor skates.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, that's awesome. I know you have all inspired a lot of other women out there, and I love that you're all moms too. I mean, it's just really a connection there. Another connection for all these ladies and something for them to do and a way to give back. September 22nd, is the last home game. So where's that going to be? And if someone needs ticket information, I know we have it there on your screen, but where's that game going to be?
It's going to be at the MPEC. You can get tickets from any of your favorite roller girls, from usually Deviant Skate Supply or the Rollerplex.
And there's also a Facebook page, correct?
Yes.
Where they can learn more?
Correct.
All right. Well, ladies, we really appreciate you all being here today and sharing so much with us about the Wichita Falls Derby Dames. Thank you so much. Our inside look at roller derby continues after the break with a look at Red River Roller Derby. Stay with us.